Number one, while purchasing certain items, this is the statement, okay? While purchasing certain items, a discount of 10% is offered if the quantity purchased is more than 1000. So let's assume that you want to buy something and you go to a shop and you want to buy some items. If the quantity of these items is more than 1000, then 10% discount would be offered to you. Now, if quantity and price item are input through the keyboard, so we have to input through the keyboard the price per item and similarly the quantity. So for this we need to write a program and then we need to calculate the total expenses. Now let's try to find out the variables while purchasing certain items a discount. Now our first variable is the discount variable, okay? And then the quantity purchased, okay, again the second variable is quantity purchased. So this is our second variable, and this is basically our third variable, price per item. And then write a program to calculate the total expenses. So we have found some of the variables in this program. Now let's try to declare these variables in our program. So first of all, we need to open this dev C++ and we need to include um, hash include iostream, and then using namespace std, and then main. Okay, so variable number one was the quantity. So we are going to take quantity as integer, the type is integer, and we are going to initialize it from 0. Similarly, the discount variable is also integer, okay, and we are going to initialize it from 0 as well. Now let's take the float. So price, the other variable was price per item, price per item, okay, and then float again the total expenses. Remember, do not give any space between the variables, okay? Like for example, this would be invalid variable name, so try to use underscore instead. Expenses, now these are the total expenses. So in the program statement, if you look at the program statement, it says that if quantity and price item are input through the keyboard. Now what we're going to input through the keyboard the quantity and price item. So let's try to print a statement to the user: cout, please enter the quantity of items, and then cnqty, which is the variable for quantity, and the other input would be please enter the price per item. So we are going to use price per item, and then the next thing is that what next thing we have to do, we have to uh, use the formula, use the condition, sorry, write a program. Okay, while purchasing certain item, a discount of 10% is offered if the quantity purchased is more than 100, is more than 1000. So let's try to give this condition here. If quantity is more than 1000, okay, then 10% discount would be given. So discount variable is initialized from 0, so now 10 will be assigned to this if this condition is true. Now how can we calculate the total expenses? Total expenses, that's equal to quantity multiply price per item minus, this is the formula for calculating the total expenses, and again quantity multiply rate. Now price per item, and then the next thing, that is the discount. discount divided by 100. Okay, so this is the formula. So let's try to use calculator here and find out the expense, the total number of, suppose our total items are 1200. Okay, 1200. Let's try to remove this 1200. Okay, 1200 multiply. Let's assume that price per item is 15. Okay, so we'll get 18,000. 18,000. Now with discount, how much discount we're going to get? Let's suppose the value of this side of the formula would be 18,000. 18,000, and then let's try to calculate this thing as well. So we have this calculator. Now let's remove this, and we need to calculate the other side of the formula as well. So 1200, assume that 1200 is the total number of items multiplied by price per item, which is 15. Okay, and then multiply 10%. 10% is the discount. Okay, so overall what we get, this much amount, and then we have to divide it by 100. So we get this result, 1800. Now on this side of the formula, minus 1800. So 18,000 minus 1800. Now we will get this thing. Let's try to 18,000. 18,000. 18,000 minus 1800. So the total expense is 16,200. So this 16,200 will be stored in the total expenses. 16,200. This will be stored in total expenses. So now let's try to print the output. The output statement will be cout total expenses equal to total underscore expenses. Okay, that's it. Let's try to run this program, and we will get 16,200 as result. Okay, so let's assume that if we have 1200, if we purchase 1200 items, okay, and price per item is 15, so you can get the result, and that is 16,200. But if this condition is true, okay, let's try to give a value which is less than 1,000, and then see the effect. Okay, so let's assume that we have this 200. Okay, price per item is still 15. Okay, and total expenses, that is equal to 3,000. So there will be no discount if the items, or if the total quantity of the items is less than 1,000. But if it is above than 1,000, then we will get 10% discount. Now if the discount is less than 1,000, suppose 200, okay, then on this side of this value, or on this side of the formula after minus, okay, um, the value of the discount will not be changed. The value of the discount will still be remain as 0. Okay, so 0, like 3,000 minus 0 will be equal to 3,000, and that 3,000 will be stored here, and then this will print us the statement. Thank you very much for